What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, welcome. It is officially that time of year again. It is the Sephora savings event, which is personally my favorite time of the year. It's my favorite time of the year to stock up on all of my favorite products or test out some things that I've been eyeing for a while. So the savings event starts on November 1st for Rouge members. Rouge members gets 20% off, and then the savings event begins for VIB members and Beauty Insiders on November 5th. VIB members get 15% off and Beauty Insiders get 10% off. And the code for everyone is savings. I'll leave it on the screen and in the description. Another fun thing is that you can get 30% off all of the Sephora collection. No matter what tier you are, you get 30% off, and it starts for everyone on November 1st and the sale ends on November 11th. So if you're not a Beauty Insider already, I will leave the link in the description box below for you to become one. I'm super excited that this video is in collaboration with Sephora. That is always a dream come true, collaborating with Sephora. I cannot believe it. As per usual, I'm going to go through all the products that I recommend picking up, but because I haven't done a get ready with me or shown you my makeup routine in the longest time, I can't believe how long it's been, I'm also going to show you how I apply all my favorite products. These are truly my favorite products. Okay, there's not a million products here. I've really narrowed down my makeup routine and my skincare routine and my hair care routine, so there's not going to be a trillion products. These are my tried and true, my holy grail products that I would repurchase over and over and over again. Now it's also a great time to maybe look at purchasing bigger ticket items like a Dyson or something like a Foreo Bear, which is a huge favorite of mine and makes a great gift. Or also, Sephora has so many amazing gift sets. I was in the store shopping and I was overwhelmed by how many amazing gift sets they had. So if you are looking to shop for the holidays for anyone, now is the time. I will leave everything linked down below, but I think we should just get right into it because there is a lot to talk about. All right, let's start with skincare before we get into actually applying this makeup and all my makeup favorites. In order for your makeup to look good, you have to have a good base, and there's a few products that I feel really have attributed to that. The first being my new cleanser. This is the Youth to the People Papaya and Vitamin C Ginger Root Lactic Acid Exfoliate and Brighten Super Fruit Cleanser. Now that is a mouthful. This, first of all, I love the packaging of this cleanser, but above that, it is such a good cleanser. I've never felt a cleanser that feels like this before. I love that there's that chemical exfoliant in it in the lactic acid. Vitamin C is really going to brighten your skin and help with like any acne scars you might have. Next, I have a little bit of a newer release, which is the Summer Fridays Jet Lag Skin Soothing Hydration Mist. I use this when I feel like my skin just needs that extra boost of hydration, either before I do my makeup or throughout the day, or even after I do my makeup if I feel like it's just very dry. I'll go in and spray this. Next product, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit skeptical about whether it worked. My sister would not stop talking about the Drunk Elephant TLC baby facial, but a few weeks ago I was going through a very weird skin period where my skin just felt like I needed to shed a layer of my skin, and I realized it's because I was using the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream, which I actually have come to the conclusion that I do not like at all. It made my skin feel so weird and just not good. So I went on an intensive treatment plan, and I feel like this truly, along with that cleanser, were the key products that helped, especially this one, okay? So this has 25% AHA and 2% BHA, and when you put it on, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's gonna burn and it's gonna tingle, but that only lasts for a few minutes, and when you wipe it off, your skin is literally as soft as a baby's bottom. I'm not gonna lie, it is so good. I don't use this more than once a week max if I really need it, or once every 2 weeks, because it is potent. But if you feel like you need that little like jump start on your skin, this is the product you should be getting. This is my favorite product on the planet. My favorite product on the planet. It is so good. I know some people don't see the magic in it, but you just have to be consistent with it. And I swear this is the reason I very, very, very rarely have breakouts. And if I am somewhere where I cannot use this, I will break out. So this is very important in my skincare routine. Now, I know you're probably thinking, Tony, where's the face cream? And if I'm being honest, I'm just being completely honest with you. I don't personally feel at the moment like there is one at Sephora that I think is is worth buying. I really do love the Tatcha Dewy Skin Cream. I have the water cream here, but it's the purple one. I do really like that, but I don't know if I want to recommend that to you. So I'm just gonna skip it. Just use your whatever works for you, because I don't know, I just don't have one that I feel passionate about at the moment. But I do feel passionate about this sunscreen, and I wish I didn't because it is so expensive. It is the La Mer UV Protecting Fluid. I am not a sunscreen girl. Let me just tell you, I forget it most days, which is not good. Most sunscreens actually break me out, but this one doesn't, and I just love how this one feels on my skin. It feels very dewy and glowy without being greasy, which I find sunscreens can sometimes feel greasy. It doesn't pill, it's undetectable, and if I do use a sunscreen, it will be this one. All right, so now let's get into the fun stuff, the makeup. I haven't filmed a real makeup tutorial in what feels like forever, so I thought while I put my makeup on and show you my completely new makeup routine. You have not seen me do my makeup like this ever before. It is completely different. I have all new products, all new items that have brought my makeup routine, brought my makeup to a place where it has never looked better and it's never been quicker, and my routine is a lot smaller, so there's a little bit less products I'm going to show you that I use on the daily, but these are just the best of the best, the ones I cannot live without. If you've watched any of my videos before, you probably clicked on this thinking that you were going to see the NARS foundation, which has probably been in my past 5 or 6 Sephora recommendation videos, but it's not in this one. Okay, when I'm going for a full glam, I don't use foundation, but if I'm just going for like a light wash of color, I just want my skin tone evened out a little bit, this is the product that I use. This is the Yummy Skin Serum Skin Tint from Danessa Myricks. What I like so much about this one is that it truly looks like your skin. So if I'm just going for an all over evening of my skin, this is the product that I use. It is shade number 5, but when I want to look flawless, I don't use foundation. And I think that's the key to making your makeup look super, super poreless, flawless without being cakey and thick, and actually making it last longer throughout the day. So this is my new skin routine, and if you try this, let me know what you think, because I was a little bit skeptical, but it has just like change the game. Don't be alarmed, I zoomed you in really close because I wanted you to see all the products really in action. This has been a huge favorite of mine. It is the Merit Great Skin Priming Moisturizer. I absolutely love how this feels. The consistency is so amazing for under your skin. It is moisturizing and leaves a nice glow on your face without feeling too heavy and sticky. For my base under my makeup, there's 2 products that I cannot live without. The first is the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter, and this was my go-to base / primer for the longest time. This will literally give you a filter on your skin, but if I'm being honest, it's kind of been replaced by the Makeup by Mario, what is this called? Soft Sculpt Bronzing and Shaping Serum. So I know what you're thinking. This is actually supposed to be used as a contour bronzing product, but I put this all over my face, and I don't know if that's what it was intended to do, but it looks so good. I have the shade Light Medium in this, and what's really cool about this product is that you can actually pump it out, or there's also a doe foot applicator that you can use all over your face. I just pump a little bit onto my fingers, and I know what you're thinking. You're thinking I'm crazy, but I rub this all over my face, and it's not that dark. You can see, like, I didn't go for the darkest shade, but this just gives me an overall little tan, and it doesn't look super sparkly and shiny, but it kind of just blends in my skin, and like I said, gives me a really nice tan look. So if I'm looking really pale, I'll just throw this on, or I even would throw this on like when I was on vacation, and it would just even out my skin tone and give me a little bit of a tan. It doesn't give like a weird glowiness. It's definitely a lot less sparkly than the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter, but it just does something magical. Moving on to concealer. The concealer that I've pretty much only been using for months now is the Hourglass Vanish Concealer, and I use this in 2 colors, and this will give you the most flawless coverage. It will get rid of every pore. It will cover every imperfection. It will last all day. It won't look cakey. It is just the best concealer in my opinion. One thing I do find with this concealer is you have to go in with a proper prep base, because if not, I do find it could be really dry. I'm gonna go in with the shade Oat and put it right under my eyes like So I swear, you guys, ever since I switched to this routine, I have gotten so many compliments on my makeup, and I even noticed a huge difference in how my makeup wears throughout the day. I feel like there was just so many layers throughout the day. It kind of just like, no matter how hard I tried, it kind of just like melted off. But with this, it stays put. So I put out and then went in with the color Beach. I also don't really use a beauty blender anymore. I actually saw this trick from a girl on TikTok, so I will leave her link down below because her makeup inspired all of this, and she is so stunning, and she never used a beauty blender. She only used this brush. It is so good. It is so much better than a beauty blender. So I just go in and start patting this in under my eyes, and you don't realize how much a beauty sponge kind of absorbs all of the product that you put on your face, which is good in some cases because you don't want it to be too cakey or too heavy. You're also wasting a lot of product, and you're using so much more than you would if you just like applied it to your face with a brush. This kind of mimics the shape of a finger, so it gets right up in under your eye and just blends everything out so beautifully. Look at that coverage, okay? This is my full coverage routine. If you're looking for like a minimal, everyday, no makeup look, you have come to the wrong place, because that is not my vibe. If I'm putting makeup on, I want it to look like I put makeup on. So I put this anywhere I want to kind of like add coverage and highlight. And yes, okay, I don't put foundation and I put concealer all over my face, okay? But I was putting concealer in all of these areas anyways with foundation, so it just ended up getting super heavy. And this way I get all the coverage without the cakiness, and I don't know if I'll ever be able to go back to wearing foundation. Now that I am all covered up, let's bring some life back into my face. I've been using this bronzing contour stick from LYS for 2 years now, and it is still going strong. I use the shade Harmony. I just put a little bit on my forehead here to lift my eye, a little bit on my cheek, a little bit here, same thing on the other side of my face. I just use a little bit of this, and it goes so long. And it goes such a long way. It is so creamy, so blendy. And to blend that out, I'm using my favorite brush from It Cosmetics. I cannot live without this brush. It just kind of blends everything together, blends it so seamlessly. I literally have like 3 or 4 of these because I cannot live without that brush. I feel like everyone and their mother was releasing cream blushes this summer, which is great because I love cream blushes, but I was also kind of overwhelmed, and I tried all of them. I tried the ones from YSL, I tried the ones from Hourglass, I tried all of them, and my NARS blushes were still the best. They're the ones I always came back to, especially the color Dolce Vita. You can layer it, you could blend it, build it up, or wear it very naturally, and I just love the formula of this blush. And I honestly feel like these don't get the love that they deserve. I'm not kidding when I tell you I've been using this powder combo for 4 years now. It is the best powder combination on the planet, and this is what truly makes you look poreless. First, I go in with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Pressed Powder. This is such a favorite from everyone I know. And the key to setting your base is to first set it with a pressed powder, and then to set it with a loose powder or bake with a loose powder. I'm still a fan of baking, I know. So I use a powder puff, and I kind of go in and get rid of any creases that may have formed under my eyes, and then I pick up some of the powder and just really press it in. I truly feel like powder is when your makeup transforms and just looks so beautiful, and you have to be using the right powders, because if not, you could be looking very cakey, and nobody wants that. Once my makeup is initially set with the pressed powder, I go in and bake with the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Setting Powder. This is a magical powder. This is the best makeup product that has ever been invented. I'm not even kidding. I've tried so many different powders, and none of them ever compare to this one. So I actually take the little screen out of the top, and then I just go in and pick some up and bake my face. I am still baking my face. When I don't bake it, I don't find that my under eyes and my makeup in those areas is as bright. I also don't find that my makeup lasts as long. And for me, if I'm gonna spend all this time doing my makeup, I want it to look as good as possible all day long. So I just do that, press it into my forehead, press it here, but I only really bake in these areas. Now I'm doing eyebrows, which I actually mapped out with the TikTok brow filter. This is not my favorite brow pencil. My favorite brow pencil is actually from Merit, but I'm waiting for the sale to stock up on that. I just prefer a more micro fine little tip. I'm not someone who truly cares that much about my eyebrows, so as long as they're not totally crooked, I'm happy with them. Now let's talk about some eyeshadow palettes. I would be remiss if I did not talk about the Naked palette from Urban Decay that was re-released. This is such a throwback. I'm so happy that they came back out with this palette. Anyone who has grown up watching makeup videos on YouTube knows and remembers the Naked palette. Even if you haven't, I'm sure you've heard about it, but it is just such a classic, has all the colors you could possibly need. All these years later, even after all of the releases that brands have done and all of the innovations in the beauty world, this is still a staple and it holds up, and that's when you know a product is really good. So I'm so happy that they brought it back. So I'm just gonna go in with the shade Naked, which is truly the perfect crease color. Maybe I'll zoom you in a little bit more so we can see that. I'm gonna just go in with the shade Naked on a blendy fluffy brush and work it into my crease, and as per usual, this part of my routine hasn't changed. I'm just going to blend it up and really bring it up and kind of create like that cat eye look. I feel like I will be doing this makeup eye look until the day I die. Like, this will be my go-to look. I just love a lifted eye. I love a lifted eye, and the way to do that is just to make sure everything is going up and out, up and out. When in doubt, up and out. When in doubt, up and out. I love that. Okay, so same thing for the other eye. And again, I kind of just slap it on there because if we're being honest, no one is getting all up in your business looking at your eyeshadow. And from far, it looks good. And if you can see the messiness of my eyeshadow, that means you're too close. And that is your own problem, okay? So I kind of just slap it on. And then I'm going to put some Sidecar, this color right here, just on my lid, and just dab it on to create a whole little look. Like, look at that eyeshadow. I remember when this eyeshadow palette first came out, instead of having a brush in this little section, you actually got an eyeliner. My all-time favorite brown eyeliner is the Cali Ray eyeliner. It lasts all day. It is like smudge proof. It's the perfect shade of brown. I used to love the Makeup by Mario one, but this one is so much better. It's not a brown black, it's like a true brown. I'm holding on to this little nub. Actually, I'm gonna probably order like 2 or 3 because I need to stock up on this baby. So again, I just apply my eyeliner up and out and I connect it. This too, you kind of just throw it on there. No one's looking that close. And then I take my fingernail and kind of drag it out, and that's how I get that more precise line. Okay, other side. And then I do my inner corner. Then for mascara, I've been loving this one from YSL. They also make a really, really good brown one, which is a true brown. And for this, I just focus it on the outer, like 3/4. I don't even kind of go into that inner corner. I'm ready to go in and wipe off my bake. And to do this, I use my Hourglass palette, and I mix these 2 shades here, which it would be helpful if you can see these 2 shades here, which are like, they're actually, I could tell you what they are. They are the finishing powders in Ethereal Light and Diffused Light. You don't need both of them. I like both of them. I love this palette from last year. However, when I was looking at the new palettes that they released this year, they just didn't excite me as much. But these 2 powders right here are really great. Just add like a nice glow on your face. I just also want to quickly mention that if you're not so into shimmers and you prefer more neutral neutrals. This Makeup by Mario palette is also really good. I think I got this during the last savings event and I wasn't sure if I was going to keep it, but this has quickly become one of my most used palettes. You can create the most beautiful, perfect bronzy eye look with this, and I especially love these colors right here. I like this one to go on my brow bone, but really you can't go wrong with this palette. You know, that was like underwhelming when I first saw it, but it quickly became one of my faves. I listened to you, didn't return it, and now I love it. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of that Naked color and sweep it under my eye. Now that my mascara is dry, I'm gonna go in and curl my lashes. This is the Tweezerman curling iron, and it is truly the best. Now let's talk about the ultimate bronzing combination. I have been loving this combo. I first go in with NARS Laguna. This says NARS Laguna 2, but it also says NARS Original, and as per usual, I just go in and bronze up my face. Once I'm done with that bronzer, I go in with this one, which is Max Gold Deposit, and I just pick up a little bit and lightly sweep it on top. This just gives such a radiant finish to your skin, but I find that this looks especially good in photos. It just really captures your bronziness. Sometimes when you put just bronzer on in photos, it can kind of look all washed out, but I notice that when I have this on, it just continues to look really good, and I love it. My favorite blushes are the MAC Glow Play Cushiony Blush. I have been obsessed with the color Blush Please, but this is actually the color Totally Synced, and it's the perfect baby doll pink. I love this blush because you can put it on top of powder, but it has that cushiony kind of creamy formula, so it just gives you like a super soft glow to your cheeks as well. And for highlight, I'm still stuck on this one from Rare Beauty. It's in the shade Flaunt, and I just pick some up on a little brush and dab it on, and I don't know if you can see that glow. It doesn't make you look like you have a ton of chunky sparkles on your face. It's like you are kind of like sweating, but in the best way. I honestly haven't found any product like this, and I keep coming back to it. I also put a little bit down the bridge of my nose and on the tip, a little bit above my lip, and I will put a little bit on the inner corner of my eye, but I only do that part at nighttime because if not, like, it's intense. Let's talk about lip liners. This is my favorite part of my beauty routine because I feel like it's when the entire look comes together. And do you think I have enough favorites? These are all favorites. So my current favorite lip liner is from the brand One Size, and it's in the shade Rent Dew. And when I put lip liner on, I really only go above the middle part of my lip. Blend it down into my natural lip. If not, I feel like I look a little bit crazy. And then same thing on the bottom. I always get asked what I'm wearing on my lips, and it's so hard to say because I normally just layer a million different things, but I feel like this product really combines a lipstick and lip gloss and just blends everything together. It's the Fenty Beauty Blazed Donut Lip Gloss Balm Stick. What is it called? Everything has a trillion names. High Shine Gloss Stick. It's a light pink glossy stick that has a little bit of pigmentation in it. So I'll just dab that on the center of my lips, and it gives color but also shine. And then I dab it in with my finger, and I feel like it just does it all. I haven't been really into that shiny of a lip recently, so I feel like that gives the perfect amount of shine. And then if I want a little bit more glossiness, I will go in with a little bit more. This is the MAC Fashion Scoop. Now let's talk about the other lip liners that I have been absolutely loving. In my opinion, you can never have enough lip liners, and these will give you the most perfect nudie beige that are very neutral. My first two favorite are from Charlotte Tilbury, and we have Iconic Nude and Foxy Brown. Iconic Nude is the perfect nude lip liner, and then I go in with Foxy Brown to darken up certain areas. This is Rent Dew from One Size. It's a liner I used today. This is Deep Taupe from Anastasia Beverly Hills. It is a beautiful neutral nude that kind of leads more on the pinky side. I love it so much that I literally put it in this pile twice. Then we have Sephora Dressed to the 90s, which I would definitely say is the pinkiest out of all the liners, but still very much like a neutral brownie nude. And lastly, we have Cork from MAC, which again, I loved it so much, I literally included it in my pile twice. Moving on to lipsticks, these have been my tried and true for the longest time. We have Armani Lip Power in the shade 102. This is the perfect lighty nudie pink color that also has a little bit of a sheen to it. I cannot cannot live without this. This is my second one that I'm almost coming to the end of, so I will most definitely be picking it up. You know what, I could probably use a little bit of this. I just feel like adding this to the center of your lips always makes your lip combo look better. And likewise, I feel the same way about the Charlotte Tilbury lipstick in the shade KKW. It's that same light nudie pink. This one is even lighter, but gives you that same beigey, pinky, light nude color. Now moving on to lip glosses, there's a few I want to talk about, starting with the Sephora gloss. This is the Outrageous Plump Effect gloss in the shade 01. This just gives you, I love, first of all, the applicator on this, but this just gives you the glossiest lips on the planet. A little bit of plumping action, not the most, like your lips aren't going to be on fire, but you definitely get a little bit of that tingle. Look how glossy and shiny my lips look. This has been a go-to, like a favorite of mine. I definitely want to pick up more of their colors. You saw me using this. This is like a mix of a lipstick and a gloss in one. Like, again, this is in the shade Blazed Donut. I have to mention the Summer Fridays bombs. I just picked up the new one in the shade Hot Cocoa. I actually got the iced latte one, which I was not a fan of because it smelled like oatmeal and I could not get past the smell of it. But this one, the Hot Cocoa, truly smells like the most delicious hot cocoa. It is the prettiest brown color, not too dark where your lips are going to be brown, but it just adds that really pretty, well, that looks dark. It's not that dark. I promise it's not, like on your lips, it really does not look that dark. You can see once I blend it out, it just gives you the perfect little wash of nude color. I love perfume. I love fragrances. I love smelling good. Who doesn't love smelling delicious? But fragrances are expensive, so now is the time to pick them up if you've been eyeing any. I'm going to go through my favorite ones for the fall because they're just so scrumptious and most of them are new. I haven't spoken about them. Let's get the old one out of the way, okay? Angel Share from Kilian. I think I will recommend this one for the rest of my life. It smells absolutely divine, has that cinnamon, that spiciness. This one though, I do kind of reserve it for more around the holidays because it is so spicy and delectable. Next, I want to talk about Replica's newest fragrance release, which is Afternoon Delight. And it's so funny because I was watching Jamie Page's latest video on the 5 best and 5 worst newest releases in her opinion, and she put this in her 5 worst. When the moment I smelled it, I was like, this is the best perfume ever. I'm someone who loves a vanilla scent, and I just was immediately taken over by this one. And I'm so picky with my vanilla scents. I just feel like this smells like a true bakery. It kind of reminds me of the Tom Ford Vanilla Sex perfume, but I feel like this one is even better. And that just goes to show that fragrances are so subjective. She really didn't like it, and this became one of my new favorites. So maybe go in the store to smell it. This next one I smelt in store, and I kind of smelt it in passing because, you know, Glossier, I've smelled their fragrances before and none of them wowed me, but I was smelling this one in passing and I literally stopped in my tracks. I like smelt it, put it back, and then I stopped in my tracks and I was like, what is that? It reminds me of the Santal fragrance from Le Labo, but a billion times better. I do find that the Santal fragrance from Le Labo borderline smelling like oatmeal on me. I really have something against the scent of oatmeal, but on that one I don't like it. But this one has more of like a clean, delicious, godly scent. It just smells so good. It's been the only fragrance I've been wanting to wear recently, and it is not too expensive. So I don't know, if I were to pick out any of the fragrances, it would honestly be this one. And then I do want to talk about this one because I don't know why, I feel like a lot of people don't talk about this fragrance, but it is Fenty's perfume, a very unique scent, and I can see how a lot of people actually wouldn't like it. And this one really does remind me of like an old woman, but for some reason, sometimes I just want to smell like an old woman. All right, and lastly, let's talk about some hair favorites. And by some hair favorites, I literally just mean one hair favorite, because there's really only one product at Sephora that I think you should be prioritizing during the savings event, and that is my Dyson Airwrap. I know there's so many mixed opinions on the Dyson, but in my opinion, it is the best hair tool on the planet. It's so versatile. You can get beachy waves, you can get a blown out look, you can get a straight look. This is the most versatile thing, and it is pricey. It is pricey, okay? So now is the time to buy it. All right, you guys, so that is it for all of my Sephora savings event recommendations and my get ready with me. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments down below what you will be picking up, what your favorites are, what you think I need to check out. You know, I don't think I need anything else, but I'm always open to recommendations. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe because I will be posting more videos on my YouTube channel. I promise. I love you, and I'll see you guys back here next time. Bye.